Hello, I'm Vinny, and this is Legends of the Game. It's a show, Zimbabwe's #1 sports show that celebrates and profiles the success of our sports legends. And today I'm sitting here with one of Zimbabwe's legends, unsung legends, who was the first Zimbabwean gaffer to take the national team, the soccer national team, to the Nations Cup, and is here with me. Coach, welcome.
Thank you.
So, Coach, it's very interesting to be sitting with you today, but what I want to know is, first things first, why the name change from Sunday Marimo to Sunday Chidzambwa? Is it a spiritual thing? Because I've seen even Jabu Pule changing from Jabu Pule to Jabu Mahlangu. Why did you change your name from?
Actually, it wasn't a name change.
Uh,
I grew up in Mount Darwin.
Mount Down.
Yeah, but I was born in Chivu.
Okay.
So my grandfather bought a farm in Mount Darwin. Then we all moved to Mount Darwin. My father and the whole family. So when I was in Chivu, I had a birth certificate only. I had no ID. And my father was a policeman based in Bulawayo, Mzilikazi police station.
Okay.
By then, I was doing what used to be called Standard 6.
That was in the 60s, 70s.
That was 1966.
1966, okay.
Right. So I wanted to get my ID. So getting an ID, you had to take one of your parents, especially the father.
Okay.
But my father couldn't travel to Mount Darwin because there was a war going on, the Liberation War.
Udande.
Not in the whole area, is,
Yeah.
but we were based in Chesa.
Okay.
It's like a farming area.
Okay.
So my father couldn't travel to Chesa to get me an ID. So I had to use my grandfather. So my grandfather's name was Meshek Marimo Chidzambwa.
Oh, okay.
So on your ID, they will put your father's name as a surname. So they chose to put Marimo
Okay.
as a surname to my grandfather. Then I became Sunday Marimo. But on my birth certificate, there was Sunday Chidzambwa.
Okay, so that's where Sunday. Oh, it was not a change name.
No,
it was a correction.
Yes.
It was a correction.
So we had to put Marimo as a middle name.
Okay.
So my ID now reads Sunday Marimo Chidzambwa.
All right. No, something that we wanted to maybe demystify. And then I'm more interested in soccer as from a different angle. Tell me something. Does Juju work in soccer?
In my personal view, Juju is used all over Africa.
So it works in soccer.
I don't know.
So you've never used water, you've never used salt in stadiums.
Let me explain.
Uh,
It's an African culture.
okay.
It's used all over Africa. Whether it works or it doesn't work, I don't know. But Africans believe in Juju.
Okay, African.
Especially in West Africa, Central West Africa. They dwell on it.
All right. No, that's very interesting, Coach, because I have seen that most people shun that subject when it comes to Juju, but when you look at it, People jump Jura holes when they are in away matches, and some put salt, and there's a lot of things going on. But anyway, let's go, to the basic subject, why we are here. You started playing for Dynamos, right?
No.
Mm.
I started playing for a team called Metal Box.
Where was this? Harare or
It was in Harare.
Salisbury?
Yes.
Okay.
It was a company team. It was owned by a company called Metal Box Central Africa.
Okay.
That was in the year. I joined them in 1970.
1970.
And they were in Division 1. So we got promoted to the, by then it was called the Super League.
Rhodesian Super League.
Yes.
Okay.
In 1972.
Mm.
And in 1973, we were playing in the Super League. We were playing Labo Islanders, Dynamos, and the like.
Okay.
And our first year in our first year in the Premier League, we won the championship.
Metal Box.
Yes.
Okay. And where was Dynamos that time?
It was there. It was existing.
Oh, okay. So Metal Box. It was a big team, huh? Metal Box.
Not really, but it's like it was. Our league was in zones, South Zone and North Zone.
Okay.
So Highlanders won the South Zone, and we won the North Zone, and we clashed got into the final, and we beat Highlanders 4-1 at Luveve.
Okay, so
and then they beat us in Rufaro 2-1.
It was a two-legged match.
Final.
All right, and then from Metal Box, how do you move to Dynamos?
From Metal Box, I joined a team which was called Chibuku. It was owned by Delta.
Okay.
So I played for Chibuku for one season.
This was 1970.
1976.
Okay.
Then after that, I joined Dynamos, beginning of 1977.
As which position was it?
As a central defender.
How long were you with Dynamos before you retired?
When I joined Dynamos, I stopped. I broke my leg in '83. That's when I stopped playing football.
Okay, I want you to tell me about the injury, because that was a life. You retired from that injury, right?
Yes.
What happened?
We were playing against a team called Rio Tinto.
Okay.
I don't know whether if you still remember it.
No, I know Rio Tinto.
Okay. And it was a 50-50 ball with Joseph Zulu. And he went over the ball straight onto my leg, and that was it. Both bones broken.
So you never played from there?
No. By then I was when I broke my leg, I was 31 years old. So
there were no spare models for those tapes.
So I gave up playing, and I went straight into coaching. Lucky enough,
Thank you.
The team sent me to Brazil for a coaching course, Dynamos.
Okay.
So I went there in 1984 for a month. Then when I came back, I was drafted into the technical department as a head coach.
As a head coach with Dynamos. But then I wanted to find out something, coach. Most people don't know, but I picked it up somewhere, that you are the only soccer player whose wedding was attended by the president. How did that happen? Tell me about it.
I think first of all, President Banana is like...
Oh, Banana was the president?
Yes. He belonged to the Methodist Church, and I also belong to the Methodist Church. President Banana was so much in love with football.
Oh, he was in love with football?
Yes.
Wow, okay, all right, okay.
He was a referee.
Banana loved football.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
He ended up having his own team at State House. It was called State House Tornadoes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then how does he become like, hey, the guest of honor? Or how does he guest your wedding?
He was also a pastor.
Oh.
So I asked him to be my to be my pastor at my wedding, and he agreed.
Yeah, great.
Yes.
Did you guys know each other prior to that, or?
He loved football so much. He was a referee.
He was a referee also.
Yes, he was a referee.
Okay, interesting.
And I was the national team captain by then. I was the first.
Zimbabwe.
Yes.
All right.
See, I mean, in 1980, I was the first captain for the national team.
The first captain for the
Yes.
national team. Oh,
So-
now it's making sense. I'm trying to join the dots. you
Okay.
see. Yeah, okay, fine. But you had your stint in Europe, right? Most people don't know. Did you play in Europe?
No, I didn't.
You went for training, for
Yeah,
coaching.
I went for an attachment with Aston Villa for about a month.
Attachment is in coaching.
No, I was still playing by then.
So
In 1982. So the club sent me to. The club sent three of us to get an attachment with Aston Villa. It was myself and Shaw and Riade. I don't know whether you remember him.
no.
Shaw and Riade and Stephen Kwashi.
I know the late Kwashi. Yes.
Yeah. So the three of us were sent by the club. We were distinct with Villa. So it was quite a good experience.
Were you getting paid?
No.
So it was just charity.
Yeah, we were just training with the first team, and after a month, we came back. And, we were still players by then.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So in Aston Villa, I'm looking at Aston Villa back then and now. What would you think made you not impress them to sign? Was it very difficult that time? Or was it very difficult to move to Europe permanently as a soccer player?
No, it's not that. By then, in 1982, I was 30 years old. I didn't go there for. We just went there for training.
For training?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like the club was sort of preparing us to become.
But it's more
coaches.
like trials, right?
Not trials. Just an attachment to see how they train, how they coach and the like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, your days as a captain with Dynamos compared to now, what do you think football has evolved?
I think at the moment, football is more technical. It has become very defensive.
Defensive?
Yes.
What about remuneration-wise? Were you guys happy with your salaries back then compared to
No.
now? Was it passion over money, or what was it like then?
During our playing days, it's like we were going to work. Then after work, after 5 o'clock, we go for training.
But it was not professional.
No,
Soccer was not professional.
it was semi-professional.
Okay, so now it has changed in that
Yeah.
now it's professional.
Now it's paying.
And now it's paid. But coach, I came across some article that says you're a man of temper. Is it true that you beat players
It's not
when you were a
true.
coach?
That is very untrue.
What happened?
No,
People say you've got a temper, coach.
no, not at all.
Uh,
Maybe the late
Mishek.
my young brother. Yeah.
Oh, Mishek is the one, may you so rest in peace,
Yeah.
is the one who had temper. You speak Ndebele, and you speak Shona, and you speak English. And you grew up in Blaawai. You spent time in Blaawai.
True.
Tell me about your time in Blaawai. And as a normal person, as a normal soccer playing person, am I wrong or right to say those days it was every youngster's dream to play for Poso? Did you ever wish you? Tell me.
Of course.
So Poso was like Manchester for everyone.
I think up to now.
You still
I still want to coach both.
why do you still want to coach first?
I mean,
It's a national team. Right?
they've lots and lots of faithful supporters.
Oh, that's what drives boss.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. They are really behind their team.
It's a religion.
Winning or losing, it's boss.
It's a religion. Eh?
Oh, yes.
So yeah, tell me, when you were in Blawayo, what were you doing? How did you end up in Blawayo?
As I said earlier on, my father was a policeman. So he was working. We were staying in Mzilika, Rose Camp.
Rose Camp, yes.
Right. And I was attending school in Rose Camp.
Oh, you grew up in Rose Camp?
Yeah. When my father was transferred to Harare.
As a cop?
Yes.
Your father was a cop?
Yeah.
British cop?
Yeah, BSAP.
Must have been hard, eh?
No. When we moved to Harare, his brother was also a policeman.
Okay.
So he said, no, come back to Blawayo. And I went back to Blawayo, stayed with him at Luveve.
SVV.
Luveve police camp.
Okay.
And I was schooling at Mafakela Government School. So when I finished my primary education, I came back to Harare. So I never played for any of these, what do you call them? Junior teams for clubs or the under 18s and the like. I only played football at school.
At school.
But when I finished my ordinary level, it was called ordinary level, O level, I joined Metal Box.
Okay, that's why you come back to Harare. Yes. Okay, yeah, Metal Box. And you beat Highlanders. Because you couldn't play for Highlanders, you thought maybe you must beat them for that.
I really like Boso.
You love Boso?
Those supporters can drive their team.
Okay.
In and out.
Yeah.
I also like the way they sing.
Yeah, they sing. But Dynamos also has got supporters who sing. And I think Dynamos is the most supported team, right? In the country.
Yeah. Well,
followed or supported, I don't know, or rich.
No, not rich. Not rich. I don't know about that anyway, but I know Dynamos has more supporters than Boso. Simply because you can tell, like when attendance-wise. During the good days at Dynamos, we could easily feel Rufaro or even the National Stadium.
Okay.
Especially during those international games. But to compare Boso with the Highlanders, it's a bit difficult.
Boso with Highlanders?
Boso with Dynamos,
okay.
Sorry.
Why is it difficult?
Islanders, they also have a very good, a huge following.
A religious following.
Oh, yeah.
It's like people going to church on Sunday.
Oh, yeah. You can say that again. But I love the way they support the team.
Okay, but you worked with Fabish, did you?
Yes, I did.
Tell me about your work with Fabish. What was your position?
I learned a lot from that guy. He was a very good coach.
Do you think we were at our peak that time in terms of national team?
We had very good players.
Which ones would you single out?
Players?
Yeah.
Oh, too many of them. So many of them.
Yeah.
Peter.
Peter is a legend, right?
Oh, yes. He's more than a legend.
Like you're a legend.
Peter played up front, and if you play at the back, you are less popular than those forwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Madinda?
Peter, Madinda, Adam, Ephraim, Vitalis, Makop, Mercedes, Maui.
It was that soccer team. Do you remember that national team was mostly made up of Highlanders players? There were more Highlanders players.
Yeah.
You think Fabish had something? I mean, he had a soft spot for Highlanders, or he had a good eye for talent? What do you think?
I think he had a good eye for talent.
So how did we miss it with all that talent?
I think we were also playing against very good teams from up north.
Cameroon,
Yeah.
Morocco,
Cameroon,
Egypt.
Cameroon,
I remember Egypt.
Yeah, Cameroon were very strong. But I think Fabish made me.
Yes. Tell me more about that. That's what I wanted to hear. How did he make you?
I mean, his coaching, I learned a lot from his coaching methods. And if I can remember well, Fabish never used the same formation every now and then.
Oh, he used to change
He
formations.
used to change according to the opponents.
So you go and watch the opponents and
yes,
then.
yeah.
Okay. And then in comes Sunday Mhofu into the national team.
Muera.
Zwavahira. Yeah. How did you end up at the helm of the national team?
Since I had worked with Fabish,
Yes.
I think the ZIFA board maybe saw it fit that I become the national team coach. Yeah.
So tell me, you become the national soccer team, and you manage. Was it your first time to take the COSAFA? Was it the COSAFA the first one, or it was you took the team to the Africa Cup of Nations, right? What was your first accolade with the national team?
I think it was the first one was the
COSAFA.
Yes, in 2002.
How many COSAFAs have you won with the national team?
4.
4.
Yes.
And you are the only coach who's won COSAFA 4 times.
Yes.
Wow. And then national team?
I've taken
Africa Cup of Nations.
twice.
You've taken them twice.
Yes.
So what is the difference between you and Fabish, between you and Gibson Omela, between you and Gutendorf, the other coaches that were there? What do you attribute your success to?
I think since I'm from Guera, I've been very lucky, man.
No, now you're confirming the Juju.
No. There's no Juju in Guera. No.
So what is
I
it?
mean, it's like on a serious note, I think I believe I'm very good in working with players.
You're good, but people say you beat players, coach.
No.
So where did that thing come from?
I don't know. I have never done that in my life.
I heard that shooters and things were flying in the changing room.
No. It's very untrue.
It's very untrue. All right. So you taking the national team to COSAFA, you taking the national team to the Nations Cup, and then you just decide to stop coaching. Would you take a position of coaching if you were given a position locally or internationally?
You mean at the moment? Yes. When I left, I think that was a question of maybe frustration from ZIFA, because the way they handled the team in that AFCON in Egypt was bad.
So you're saying what the issue is got to do with administration
Yes.
and the welfare of players. So if you had to come back as a coach, having seen everything, what is it that is different that you will do?
I think by the time they will vote in the new ZIFA board, I'm sure they're going to choose better administrators compared to those who were running ZIFA in the past.
So you're saying the talent is there, we've got talent, but
Yes,
The administration is lacking.
the administration is not there. It's not next to nothing. That's my that's my thoughts.
So, who do you think is the best administrator? Let's say, let's put you as a minister of sports now, not a coach. Huh?
Yeah.
What will your strategy be? What would you correct? What would you bring on the table?
I think in that ZIFA board, you only need people who are honest, straightforward, and who have the knowledge of football, a bit of knowledge of football.
Are you saying there is a lot of dishonesty at Livingston Avenue?
Too many things are happening at ZIFA.
Oh.
Yeah.
Does money play a role in soccer?
It does.
In terms of our Premier League? If you compare, like South Africa and Zimbabwe in terms of Premier League, how they handle things, I believe personally, maybe I'm wrong, we've got good players here. Why I'm saying this, we are able to export players to South Africa because they recognize the quality of players that we produce.
It's true.
But how come our league and our national teams, we don't go far? Whether it's an African safari, is it the money issue or is it the administration again? Or no? What is it?
In my personal view, I think if you have a league if you don't have too many players who play outside the country, you have a strong league.
Explain to me, educate me on that one.
Right. How can I put it? In South Africa, most of their national team players don't play outside South Africa. They play in South Africa. Egypt is one of those countries, Morocco.
Okay.
Most of their national team players play in their local league.
Okay.
You understand?
Okay.
So, remember, when Fabish was the national team coach, we had very few players who were playing outside Zimbabwe.
Okay.
Most of them were playing in Zimbabwe.
Oh yeah, Peter was outside.
It's only Peter, Bruce, and maybe Makop, Chawanda. The majority were playing locally.
So are you saying if we concentrate on investing locally and keeping our players locally, we produce better results internationally?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Look at South Africa. It's Sundowns who are playing in the AFCON in was it in Cameroon or
Morocco, I think.
Yeah,
somewhere.
They had 9 players in the starting lineup.
Okay.
So those players are used to each other. They know each other every day. So football becomes easy, simple.
Okay, Coach, I'm not trying to be political, okay, but I want your opinion on the ministry, on the Sports Recreation Commission. Are they playing their role in developing our game, according to your opinion?
In my personal opinion, I think government should be involved in funding the national
They
team.
should be, and they are not. That's what you're saying. They should be involved, but
I
they are
don't
not.
know whether they are funding or not, but they should be involved in funding the national team.
Oh, so you think they are not, personally?
I don't.
Because you told me that there is dishonesty at Livingstone House.
Yeah, of course. That is a fact. So they can't put in their money and it ends up being stolen.
Okay. Do you think the corporate sector is playing its part also? Okay, you mentioned the government should, but do you think we've seen people like the sponsors of Islanders and Dynamos putting money, and we've seen clubs. Earlier on we're talking about how if you want to get broke and poor, quickly in Zimbabwe and you are rich, you invest in soccer. Do you think the corporate sector is doing much in uplifting the game?
In my personal opinion, I don't think they are doing much. The reason being, you can't put your money where you think it's not going to be properly used.
Oh, so they are withholding because of administration.
I think so.
So our challenge is accountability and administration.
True.
Okay, coach. I want to go back to this lifetime injury. The person that caused that injury for you to retire at that age, who was it?
Joseph Zulu.
And what happened? Did you forgive him? Have you met him?
To tell you the truth, he never apologized, and I haven't forgiven him.
Serious?
No, I don't think I will.
Is he still alive?
Yes.
You've never met from there?
I've met him.
Hmm.
He did it intentionally. He never apologized.
Huh.
And I don't think I'll ever forgive him until I die.
What if he comes and says, I
that
am a born again now?
That is if he comes.
Yeah.
I will forgive him.
We'll look for him and make sure he comes.
No. But I always talk to his former teammates.
Mm.
I mean, they were asking me the same question you are asking.
Mm.
And they also think that he should come forward and apologize.
It's going on with his life.
Yeah.
Hey, soccer can be rough, eh?
Yeah, I always meet him, we greet each other, but at the end there.
And you feel he owes you an apology, right?
Yeah, he does.
Oh, well, I hope he watches this and make amends.
But if he doesn't apologize, I'll never forgive him until I die. But
and when you die, when you come back, you'll come back for it. Okay, so coach, outside football, you're a family man, you're a businessman. Because I remember you had a shop at Eastgate, Sunday Sports. Tell me about your.
We closed that shop. You know, this thing of dollarization and the like. I mean, when I was in South Africa, the business wasn't doing well. So we ended up owing people money and the like. So I decided to close.
You were in partnership with somebody, or? But it was a good shop. It used to give us good soccer jerseys.
I know, but business in this country, I think you have to be on the ground.
Oh,
you can't run business from business well based in South Africa. You cannot do that. This is, I mean, we're talking of cash every day.
Cash every day.
So,
and there are a lot of dishonest people.
I ended up closing the shop.
Okay, outside business. Okay, outside that sports business, sports shop business. What other businesses are you doing? Are you involved in business now?
You know what happens in Zimbabwe is you jump around trying to survive here and there.
Okay.
So I'm doing something, but I won't mention it.
It's good. Because there are a lot of dishonest people.
Not that I'm dishonest.
No, not you. Because they will hear it.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll take it. But family-wise, coach, you've got kids, you've got... what are your kids doing? Are they following in your footsteps?
No.
How many kids do you
have? I have 4 kids. 2 boys and 2 girls, but I'm disappointed with the boys.
How old are they?
You know DJ Remo?
Remo?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know that is my son.
Remo?
Yeah.
Sankai, the one who used to play at Sankai.
Yeah.
The one who drives the white Mercedes.
Yeah.
Where is your son?
He's my son.
Come to think of it, you look alike.
Remo used to be a very good player.
Okay.
He used to play for St. George's College.
As a soccer player?
Yeah.
Which position?
Striker.
But you were a defender?
Yeah.
Okay.
And also played for Prince Edward.
Prince Edward.
As a striker. at one stage he was in partnership with Queen's Antipas for Prince Edward. But
He chose the speakers and headphones.
I'm very disappointed with him. But
Do you tell him that you're disappointed with him?
I do. Younger one, his name is Batsrai. He wasn't very talented, and also
Disappointment.
not disappointment. He tried to play,
Okay.
and also I was happy with him because he was emulating me. He was trying to play as a centre back,
Okay.
but he wasn't very talented.
Maybe you should have tried a different position.
Oh, me.
No, him. Instead of emulating your position.
Yeah, but he also concentrated at school.
Oh,
Yeah.
and you were successful.
Yeah,
So you say you've got 4 boys. Is it 4 boys?
2 boys,
2 boys.
2 girls.
Oh, but the girls are doing fine, I guess.
Yeah, the girls are doing
Girls always outshine boys. I know.
girls are doing well.
Also, Remo is Marimo.
Yeah.
DJ Remo. Ah, okay. I'm interested in that. So, yeah. You know, your soccer life, you've got the best 11 that you say, these are the best 11 of all time, nationally and internationally. Would you assemble right now and say, if I had a chance, I'll assemble my best 11 of all the time? From number 1 to 11.
That is very difficult because there are so many good players who played for the national team and for the
Let's try, coach. You can try. You're a coach.
My first choice for
Goalkeeper.
is Bruce.
The Jungleman.
Yes.
Okay. Number 2, Mercedes Band. I'm joking.
Number 2,
Yourself.
no. Right? You mean right back?
Yes. No, number 2. Let's go. Number 2, yeah, right back. Right back is number 2.
I'll put my brother.
Mishek.
Yes.
Oh, the late Mishek.
Yes.
Did you ever play with him?
Yes.
The
National team.
national team and
National
Dynamos.
team and Dynamos.
Okay. Number 3,
Oliver.
Katea. Most people don't know these guys. Oliver Katea.
Yeah.
But I know Oliver Katea. I'm from the old school.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, he used to be a very good left back.
Okay. Number 4,
Maui.
Mashinkila.
Yes.
May his soul rest in peace.
He was a hell of a good player.
And then number 5,
I'll put myself.
I knew.
Myself or Shadrack Ngwenye.
Shattering when I was playing for Highlanders.
I know he came from Bulawayo to is it Dynamos? Yeah, because I played with him at Dynamos.
Okay.
Which team was he playing with? Then I would go for Williams Banda,
That's
Saints.
Zimbabwe Saints Squatter. Okay. And then,
I'll go for Peter.
yeah, Peter. Peter is Peter.
I'll go for Majuta.
Who's Machuta?
Majuta Mhofu.
Highlanders again.
Yes.
Hey, you've got passion for Highlanders, eh? So far, there are 3 players from Highlanders. Yeah? You're like Fabish, eh?
Those were good players.
Okay, and then
I'll also go for Ashford Shimtanda. I don't know whether
I've heard him. Yeah, Ashford.
he was a hell of a good player.
Okay, he was a
Black Aces.
Black Aces. Yes, yeah.
Also go for George Shire,
Oh, George Shy.
Chunga, Tauya Mrewa, Vitalis.
Where is Vitalis Takawera? In the States, huh?
States, yeah.
Ah, okay.
Sticks Mtizwa,
I heard about him. I never watched him play.
Sheikh Mintauro.
Yeah, I heard about him. I never watched him play.
Oh, they were good players.
Okay. What about Benjamin Conjera? Was he not a good player?
I think, to me personally, that they were. There are so many good players better than him.
Better than Makanaki?
Yeah.
Oh. Now, currently, I know You follow soccer. You don't only follow soccer. Eh? The other time I met you at Railton, you were showing me your tickets
Tickets
for you. You bet, right? So, which one is your favorite team,
where?
internationally and locally now?
Manchester United.
Why? You've always been a Manchester.
Yeah.
Locally, don't say Dynamos. Tell the truth. Islanders.
Islanders.
Yeah.
Emagumeni.
No, I hear you, but what I wanted to find out, Coach, was there was a time when there was the Asia Gate. You remember the Asia Gate scandal?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me about it. What do you know about it?
Nothing.
Do you think it tarnished our soccer match? I mean, our soccer.
It did, but
Do you think betting affects the results of using Asia Gate? Do you think betting affects the results of football?
it's very difficult to tell.
The players don't get bought?
I don't know.
Oh,
I have no idea.
okay.
Maybe those things are done secretly, but
In Zimbabwe, it's not prevalent.
I
There are
have
no,
no idea.
there are no brown envelopes that come in the changing room and
I
say,
haven't
Coach.
seen one.
Ah. So what was okay? I saw you. You know, you coached the national team and you took the national team twice to the Nations Cup, right? What was your greatest disappointment? Do you feel like you were let down by players? Do you feel you were let down by the way the games are handled? What was your disappointment? Why didn't you, when you sit back and look?
The most difficult thing during my campaign in those games, I think it was inexperience, especially in the 2004 AFCON. Inexperience.
On the players or on your side?
Both, on both sides.
It was a learning curve.
Yeah.
You learned something. So given a chance now to say Mhofu Chidzambwa, mono coach, mo Karapanyanga, you think you'll do it differently?
Yes.
You think you'll bring the AFCON home?
Yes.
Why? Why are you so convinced?
I've been in there so many times.
Oh.
Yeah.
But you first need to change the guys at ZIFA.
Oh, definitely.
So who would you put at ZIFA? Because Zimbabwe's got a lot of talent. I know you've got people that you've got eyes on.
As I said earlier on, anyone who's honest and straightforward.
Peter
Peter,
Ndlovu, as an administrator.
I don't think he's ready for that.
Madinda.
He's a technical man.
Or he's technical.
Yeah.
So you can't mix coaches and administration. Is that what you're saying? But you've worked with people in Dynamos, because Dynamos was the one club that went to the African Safari and they reached the finals, right?
Yes.
And they were under the administration of who? Svelan?
No.
Pamir.
George Shire.
He was the administrator or the coach?
Well, the chairman.
Okay, so that's what I'm asking, that if we've got such people, won't you recommend them for ZIFA positions if you
I would.
assuming?
I would. Definitely I would. But, a person like Peter is more of a technical person. Maybe
Madinda.
Yeah.
Okay.
To make it easy for you, I can do it.
You can do it.
I can be the ZIFA president and push that thing to its greatest heights.
Hey, is it not too much stress, Coach?
Huh?
Is it not too much stress?
No.
Livingstone, having.
No. You only need an honest person.
Oh.
Simple, straightforward.
And you're the only honest person?
No.
You are one of them?
Yeah, I'm one of them.
All right. Coach, there's something...
And I know what players like and like.
You know, because you've been there.
Yeah.
You were a player.
Yes.
And you are a coach. And now...
like in Zimbabwe, we were start to bring in politicians into football. That is wrong.
That's wrong. Politics is politics. Football is football.
Yeah.
Those two cannot mix.
No.
What if there is a politician who's got passion for football? You can't mix the two.
I've never met one.
I cannot think of one. Banana.
He was head of state. He was president of the country. So yeah, I mean, you couldn't take him to any the football association.
All right. But tell me, why, coach, is it that soccer players, especially in Zimbabwe, they have flying careers when they are playing, right? But when it comes to the demise, masebe sifa lapha, bagcina benikezwa i-proper burial. Most of them. Why? What happens? What advice would you give our current players? The mistakes that you think you made and the mistakes that you think they are making.
That is a sad story. Like it's like in this country, government employees have those pension schemes and policy. I mean, burial policies and the like. There's nothing like that in football. I think we should start doing pensions and policies for football players.
Who starts that? Who should start that?
Association.
ZIFA?
Yes.
Or the soccer association on their own?
I mean, they must start. I mean, those things like yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah, because I mean, if they sort of make players contribute monthly to those funeral companies, it will help them in the long run. It will help the players in the long run. And then if players have also those pension schemes, that after football, that money will help the players in a huge way.
Is it what is happening in other countries?
It's happening in Europe.
Because most of the time you don't hear, for example, I have heard players that you don't hear about them after they retire. The time you hear about them is when they are sick and they're looking for help. And you wonder, like, this person was playing, this person was in Europe.
Right. Let me give you a good example. Like what happens in football.
Okay.
Right. When I was coaching the national team, say like in 2009, when I won my first COSAFA and the like, when I left the job, ZIFA were owing me money, like $48,000.
Did they pay you?
No.
But they are lawyers.
Up to now.
But they are lawyers, why don't you?
It's difficult to
So you've never recovered that money? And you're not the only one who's owed that money?
I mean, they owe Norman Mapeza more than 200,000. They owe Pasua more than 100,000. So, I mean, how do we run our lives if you don't get paid that kind of money?
Hey, soccer is painful, eh?
It is.
It's a beautiful game, but painful behind the scenes.
Very painful in Zimbabwe.
Hey, because we'll be seeing you people shining, karma, Biliati and stuff.
I mean, in South Africa, it's not like that in South Africa.
Oh, it's different. It's only here.
Yes, it's terrible. Go for the tournament we went for a tournament in Egypt in 2019. You get paid all your allowances for the first game, second game, allowances and appearance. They have to pay you a balance for the what am I saying? we were supposed to be paid
before.
allowances and
Bonuses.
appearance fees for the game against Congo.
Okay.
We were never paid. The players nearly boycotted the game. We were to persuade the players for them to play the game against Congo. Right. They didn't pay them. Nyasha Mushekwi, we were to speak to Nyasha Mushekwi.
Who's that?
Nyasha Mushekwi, the former chess player, was playing in China.
Oh, Mushekwi, okay.
Right. He helped us in paying those players.
Imagine a soccer player
Yeah.
paying other players
Yeah.
when the money has been released to pay players.
So, you get here. I mean, the ZIFA had promised to pay his money back. You get to Zimbabwe. What does the Football Association do? They pay you in RTGs at
bank rate.
not bank rate. 1:1. Not 1:1. Yeah, 1:1. Instead of paying you maybe $600, they pay you 600.
RTGs.
Yes.
Yo. And it's been happening many times.
It has happened so many times.
And I heard Peter used to, I don't know, grapevine. I heard Peter used to actually meet his own travel expenses when he's coming to play for the national team.
They used to reimburse him.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, okay. You've mentioned, I don't know, should we call it the incapacitation or the dishonesty of the administrators? But what is your take now with the current ZIFA board, the revamped one? Because there was the normalization committee that came when, because we were suspended for some time. But I hear is it an interim at Livingstone House, the ZIFA house? What is your take? Do you think things are going to normalize?
I'm not very sure about that. Because, I mean, they've been there for nearly a year now.
There's nothing changing. But we are back in the international arena.
Yeah, we are back, but I'm not so sure about what's going to happen, because I believe there are elections coming up is it in June or July? And I don't think we can talk of the normalization committee. We have to wait for the new ZIFA board to be elected.
Okay.
I mean, the normalization committee they are just there maybe to normalize things with all the elections and the like. But what we have seen so far, I don't think they have any help for our football in this country.
Okay. But coach, tell me something. What's so special about a bucket seat? Why is it so difficult for the country to put bucket seats in stadiums?
I think you can direct that question to the...
No, I want to hear your opinion. Why do you think we cannot put bucket seats? Why are we playing our games in other countries?
Somebody somewhere is not doing his job.
Okay.
Whether it's in government, whether it's in the council, whether it's somebody somewhere.
But who's supposed to be? Because look at Papa Field Stadium. The way it's administered, I think it's managed by Bulawayo City Council.
Yes.
Rufaro is managed by City of Harare. But when you look at the difference in those two scenarios, what do you think is going on?
Some people are not doing their jobs properly. Look at, I believe they've already put 2,000 bucket seats at this...
Makaya Stadium?
No. This sugar company team.
All right. Oh, that one in Manikaland.
Yeah.
In Manikaland, yes. Chisumbanje.
Already they've put 2,000. At Rufaro, there's nothing at Baba Fields. Are there any bucket seats in Baba Fields?
I haven't been in Baba Fields, but I'll go. in the next Islanders
So,
Dynamos match.
I think I, I don't think bucket seats are very expensive, are they?
I don't think so.
But I think that has to be maybe directed to the to government, especially for the national stadium, because why should we play our games away from home?
It makes no sense.
Home games away from home.
But it makes more sense than pawn knots. It makes no sense at all. But anyway, Coach, thank you so much and for sharing your journey on Legends of the Game. What I want to find out from you is, you said currently you're doing business, but if I had to ask you to say 5-10 years time from now, if God willing, you are still with us or we are still together, where do we see you? What is your plan, long-term plan?
I mean, to be honest with you, I would love to go into farming.
You want to keep, what type of farming?
Keeping is in home.
Oh, isn't go.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm a primary.
Yes.
Okay.
Is farming.
Okay.
I don't want to stress myself.
But it's capital intensive, eh? Income.
It's not.
The injections, you have to monitor the January disease.
It's not difficult.
Okay, so your long-term plan is to retire and get into farming
Yes.
and leave football alone.
No, you can't leave football forever. I grew up in football and I love football. Maybe if I end up getting into administration and the like.
No, thank you so much.
Islanders.
Highlanders, of course. I know your heart is painted black and white. No, thank you so much, Coach, for gracing us with your time and the Legends of the Game. And we'll catch up in the near future and see how far you've gone. Maybe things will have changed at Livingstone Avenue there. Thank you so much, Coach.
My pleasure.
It is indeed Legends of the Game, Zimbabwe's #1 sports show that celebrates soccer legends, swimming legends, golf legends in Zimbabwe. Sure.